Bonisile John Kani. He is one of the pioneers of contemporary theatre in South Africa. John Kani's legacy is one shaped by extraordinary command of language, storytelling, and performance. It is a legacy that has been embedded in performance cultures, theatre, and learning spaces across the globe. His body of work, studied and performed, and has been archived for future generations. Kani's deft storytelling, emboldened performance, and frank social gaze are a testament to the artist's broad expressive range, skilled delivery, and insightful representation of reality. However, his mastery of acting, directing, and writing does not alone encapsulate his significance as an artist. It is his chronicling of South Africa's historical journey through his art over the last 5 decades that is often of more importance to our history and beyond. Kani's unwavering commitment towards social justice is rooted in his creative research through theatre, television, and film, as well as his civil society engagements, providing a complex, humane, socio-economic critique of South Africa's relational landscape. Bonisile John Kani was born on the 30th of August 1948 in the Port Elizabeth township of New Brighton in South Africa's Eastern Cape province. His prolific career grew from performance to writing and dramaturgy to directing in theatre to television and more recently to working in film. Today, Kani is an internationally acclaimed actor and writer. His main encounter with theatre was through the groundbreaking Serpent Players in 1965 in New Brighton. Here, the formidable trio of Kani, Winston Jona, and Athol Fugard took root, a relationship that saw the creation of Caesar Banzu's Dead and The Island, which were first performed in the early 1970s. These works are the epitome of grand-scale storytelling, born of a rich tradition of what would come to be known as workshop theatre, a process of improvised research storytelling that culminates in collaborative writing. His rehearsal and writing method has had a lasting impact on successive generations of theatre makers throughout South Africa. Caesar Banzi is Dead and The Island captured the heart of the devastating impact of apartheid. They were brave inscriptions of the systematic genocide of the human spirit and ultimately bold acts of resistance too. Following the triumphant performance of the plays in New York and on other international stages, Kani and Jona both won a Tony Award in 1975, a feat that only a handful of South Africans have achieved thus far. On their return, however, the actors faced detention, harassment, and violence at the hands of the apartheid police. Kani even survived several attempts on his life. His courage to speak truth to power through his art never wavered throughout this period. Kani's extensive body of work boasts an impressive global reach and spans award-winning performances, significant roles across the performing arts spectrum, and creative collaborations with leading actors, directors, and producers. Among his most prestigious engagements are the performances with the Royal Shakespeare Company in Hamlet, 2006, and The Tempest 6 years later. He has worked closely with the likes of Janice Honeyman, Dame Janet Suzman, and Sir Anthony Sher. His recent film performance is a groundbreaking Black Panther of 2018, directed by Ryan Coogler, which elevated his international stature. His film credits are growing rapidly, and his new iteration of The Lion King is the latest edition, and he also directed the film version of this award-winning play, Nothing But the Truth. Like Caesar Banzi is Dead and The Island, Nothing But the Truth, which he produced in 2002, stands out as a seminal work in the South African theatre landscape. Setting his play in the post-apartheid South Africa, Kani set out to explore the complexity of truth-telling, healing and justice in a family ravaged by the traumatic impact of the country's war for freedom. Kani captured the mood of the time, questions that it will take for black South Africans to reconcile. In 2003, he won the Vlugtgap Award and the 5 Naledi Theatre Awards for Nothing But the Truth. Kani's latest play, Kunene and the King of 2019, promises to be of equal status. The play deals with the effect of 25 years into democracy through the relationship between two elderly men, one white, one black. Kunene and the King, according to the critics, captures the critical reality that South Africa's contemporary and socio-political relationships face. In addition to his creative output and influence, his active citizenry is visibly notable to all. He has been a member of the University of the Witwatersrand Council. Before that, he was appointed as a distinguished Carnegie Equity Scholar by the University's Transformation Office in partnership with Drama for Life. His keynote address at seminal Apartheid Archives Conference during this time demonstrated his mastery of storytelling as a catalyst for capturing the complex human experience. Kani's extraordinary career has led him to countless awards and honors, including honorary doctorates from the universities of Durban, Westville, Rhodes, Cape Town, and the Nelson Mandela University. He has also received the Hiroshima Foundation Award for Peace, as well as the Vlugtgap and Naledi Awards, which I mentioned earlier. The Afrikaans community awarded him the Kyknet Lifetime Achievement Award, and in 2005, he received the national honor from the South African President, the Order of Ikhamanga in silver, in recognition of his contribution to the struggle for the liberation of his country and through his work in the arts and theatre. John Kani is a patron of the Maka Theatre Foundation, and in 2015, it named the complex's main theatre the John Kani Theatre, in recognition of the critical role he continues to play in the creative industries. In 2017, the Whites Road in the city of Port Elizabeth was renamed John Kani Road. In 2018, he was awarded the John F. Kennedy Gold Medal by the Kennedy Arts Center for his service to humanity and the excellence in the arts. He is also the recipient of the prestigious Sogiti Afrique Cinema Honneur in Burkina Faso. Most recently, he was awarded the Voices of Freedom Award by the Shared Interest in New York. Previous recipients in this regard include Nelson Mandela and Archbishop Emeritus Desmond Tutu. In South Africa, Kani's written texts form part of the prescribed curriculum in high schools as well as in many university performances and literature departments. His legacy continues to be felt across all generations. It is fair to state that today, his voice remains as commanding, critical, and forthright about our country's current political, social circumstances as it was in the darkest days of the anti-apartheid movement. It is therefore befitting, Chancellor, that the University of the Witwatersrand Johannesburg bestow an honorary degree on Bonisile John Kani.